Well, hello, pretty people. Shit. Y'all look like the canary ate your cat. You guys good? Everyone good over here? No smiling, nothing?
Not
One?
as good as
Yeah,
you,
just shit, all right.
Tim, I know you were looking to try to come out, after the long layoff and make a statement and remind people. Do you think you accomplished that tonight against Thiago?
I think so. I think I left off where my last fight was. Minus getting knocked down in my last fight, I won pretty much every second of that first round. So I've been in some very close fights, taking fights on 8 and 10 days notice, filled in last minute. It's kind of been my name with the UFC. Here, 20 fights in now, 41 fights total. I might not have a number by my name, but I'm one of the most dangerous guys in this division.
That was the last fight under contract, right?
I think it was, yeah. So UFC, pony up.
Are you going to see what's out there? I know it's kind of these days there's a lot more movement in terms of free agency. Are you going to see what your value is out there?
You know what, man? I'm 35 now. I've been fighting since I was 17. Right now, UFC's been very good to me. So they got a show coming to Albuquerque. I'm interested in that show as of right now. Right now, it's about putting paychecks in my bank or my bank account. I finished that issue with the supplement issue. We settled on that and resolved that whole issue. So Christmas 2019 is looking very good.
What did you get out of that?
I can't tell you that.
Okay.
We did resolve it. We have moved forward on it. They made things right. We sat down in court and showed who was lying, who wasn't lying, or whatever, and here we are.
It wasn't Yoel Romero numbers, though, right?
No, but I actually know who had my stuff. So.
But real quick, have you talked to the UFC? You want to get on that Albuquerque card, basically.
Yeah, it's in Rio Rancho, but pretty much Albuquerque. But yeah, I want on that card. It's in February. We'll see what happens with all that stuff. But right now, it was a long year rehabbing my leg and breaking my leg up in March. But like I told a lot of interviews or whatever, I should have had surgery 3 years ago. I kept pushing it, and I finally broke the damn thing off. So yeah, it feels good to be back. I feel like I didn't miss a step. Had to kind of weather a few of the big kicks that Alves had and find my own range. And when that happened, it was my fight to take.
Just going back to the weigh-in on Friday, you hopped on the scale. You literally hopped into the barrier and got back on, stripped down, and hadn't lost any weight. Was the scale back saying something different?
Yeah, so they check our weight upstairs. When I went up, weighed in, I was right on the money. Went downstairs. Then they told me I was over, and then they wanted me to jump in that little hula hoop thing. I thought they were just screwing around, but those guys weren't knowing what they were reading or whatever. I had two of the UFC guys there, Mark Ratner and Dean. They're like, no, it's 71. And then it just kind of pissed me off that I had to go back upstairs, get all my stuff on, start cutting again to get a text message to have to come back down that I was on weight. And, I just wanted to start hydrating then or whatever. But with this type of work, you need to be mentally sound. I started letting my temper get the best of me. But my coach, JJ, was like, hey, stay calm. We're going to go up there and get this half pound done. Let's just get it done. We'll come back down. And thanks to my coach for I've been with that guy. I've been with Tom and JJ and Arlene since I was 17. I'm 35 now. I've been in the same camp this entire time. They know how to get me going and keep me calm. And sometimes I let my tempers get the best of me in past decisions that I made with being arrested and stupid things like that. But just stay mentally sound, working on my mind and just working, being cool and calm and collected. And hell, here we are.
You see so much movement with fighters between camps. What's kind of made you stand out there, sticking with one team all?
I love my people, and I don't point fingers and blame when things don't go my way. Sometimes I stick to the game plan, sometimes I don't. But a lot of losses, that loss that I had against Nico back in March, that was my fault. That was a technical error. I got overzealous, had him hurt a few times, and tried to put a stamp on the round when I heard the 10-second count. I went running in. It wasn't my coach that pushed me in there. It was my fault. And I've just never been one to point and blame and point fingers and say, hey, you guys are the reason I'm losing. That was my shit, man. That was my issue. So I watched that fight a bunch of times, shook my head, dusted myself up, and climbed back on my horse,
You talked about game plans. Was those takedown attempts, were those part of the game plan tonight?
If you go back to my early days, I used to only be a wrestler. That's all I was known for, was a straight left and a double leg. Straight left and a double leg. That's all I could do. I got away from my wrestling and my BJJ over the years because the crowds like to see you stand in front of each other and knock each other's mouthpieces out, and I like to fight. So the last three fights back to Rick Rainey and Nico, I've been using my wrestling very well, and I wanted to start off where I left off back in March with my wrestling and getting on top and good ground and pound. and I wanted to mix it up very well. If I'm going to be a boxer or a kickboxer, I need to go do those sports. But I love MMA. I love what we do right here with all the guessing and things we can do, the weapons we can find. So I wanted to be well-rounded, or I want to be well-rounded.
Did you feel that wrestling opened up your striking tonight? Or
I don't know about that. He kicked the shit out of me. I was just trying to close the range, slow his ass down a little bit. And then those takedowns just kind of slowed him up a little bit, made him think, I guess, and I was able to land a big left hand and get on top of him. So on that note, it's kind of a shitty sport when you have to break and crush someone's dreams, but at the same time, I've had mine crushed and smashed, and it just is what it is, man. I feel for the guys when they lose, they get their hand raised. You'll never hear me boo a fighter, not ever. Not ever, ever. I don't care if we're playing football and there's a quarterback out there that's terrible. I won't boo an athlete just because I know what both sides of that failure and that victory feels like. So hats off to all athletes across the world. And hell, you know, even to my dad right now, who got good news about not having cancer yesterday. You know, it's a big event going on for cancer right now. So good news to my dad. And, you know, I want to send a shout out to that guy. And he's tough as hell and stubborn as hell too. So good for him.
Everything you just said there, all that, where does tonight rank among your best career moments, do you think? Like, Thiago has the most fights in welterweight history, the most knockdowns. Like, he's a very credentialed opponent too.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'm a big fan of Thiago, man. I've been watching him fight a long time. So to be able to step across from a guy like that and share the octagon with him is badass, you know. But to get my hand raised and finish the year off how 2019 started off, but finishing it on this note and having things come together and get wrapped up and handled, we need to pause 2019 and just stay right here for a moment.
Is that the kind of opponent you're looking for moving forward, guys who are gritty veterans like yourself? Are you looking at up-and-comers? Does it matter?
You name one guy in the welterweight divisions that's shitty. Name one. No, we can't. So I have too much respect for every guy in this division. The UFC knows that whoever they put in front of me, I'm going to come and fight and do my best to take out. I don't care who it is. Put me at home in Rio Rancho and I'll sell the shit out of tickets.
Did anything about Thiago's performance surprise you? Perhaps his power, his strength, or did anything go haywire?
Everything he did, we knew that watching film and watching him over the years. I knew he was going to bring that exact. I guess I kind of thought he'd come out and start chopping my legs a little bit heavier, but he started going to my body a little bit more. After the second kick, I was like, you're not kicking me again, bud. So I had to find my range, stay long. I like to get in the pocket and engage with elbows and knees, and we're working on being and with my mindset, I just want to get a hold of your head and try to take an ear home with me. But you know, I got to use my tools, my best tools, and we're working on that at home, being long and working my jab, my boxing, and those types of things. But Thiago's a veteran. I expected that fight to go 15 minutes of just a grueling, bloody-ass fight. So I got out of there without an injury, like March. So hell.
Christmas is coming up. What is your
man, I just want to see my kids happy, my family. As of a career right now, I wanted to show that I still had that fire in my heart, even though I probably suffered my worst injury to date as a professional in 41 fights. I still have that burning desire to get in there and compete. I don't know if I really like fighting all that much, but I flat out love competing and being underneath the lights. And that in itself, you can't mimic that. That is just an outstanding feeling to be center under the lights, big stage, best company when it comes to mixed martial arts. I just couldn't be happier with my team, my family, and just where we're currently at.
Tim, who do you think is the welterweight champion after next week? Bobby Townsend or Kamaru Usman?
Next question. Yeah. Good?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Bye.